So initially, when I started working on Pobre Diablo, I actually started working on this specific sample here. I started it on FL. Back then, I used to make a lot of my samples, um, or a lot of my melodies in general. I used to make them in FL and then taking the Logic and whatnot. So that's what I did on here. I started it off, and this is what we got. Some nice, very simple, romantic, love in Spanish. Alright, cool. So, all of that was done in FL. Perfect, right? So, I started on FL, exported it, brought it to Logic, and one thing that I love when making a beat is vocals, using vocals to enhance the experience of the beat. So leading up to my hook in this intro, I added this nice vocal here. Perfect. Another thing that I did at the beginning is I wanted to create an R&B type vibe, like a trap soul type of feeling to it. So I added, of course, a nice kick and a snare. And I already knew from the go that I didn't want to use an 808. I knew that I wanted to use a sub or a bass. So I went to my favorite bass, Drum and Wheel Bass from Omni. Shout out to them. And we got this. Perfect. Leading up to my hook, of course, I added a nice snare drop, and like a drop. Check. In the hook, of course, I knew that this was gonna be a reggaeton dancehall type of vibe. So the initial kick snare was made in FL Studio because back then I liked the way I could get my snare and my kick to sound on FL Studio, so it was made on there, and they sounded something like this. After I did that, I wanted to create like a nostalgic, very dramatic type of feel to the hook. So I added this piano right here. In the hook, the sub changes a little bit. It goes like this. Now, if you don't have good headphones or on speakers right now, you probably are not gonna be able to hear that. I also did a very simple hi-hat. Shout out to Santana because when we produce, he's actually the one that gets really deep into detail with the hi-hats. Of course, again, I love using vocals. So what did I do? I added another vocal to end the pretty much it's like a bridge in between the hook and the first verse. Got the hook, got the intro. During my verse, I only added the snare, the 808, or I'm sorry, the snare, the sub, and my main melody. That was it for the verse. After I did that, there was something very important that I wanted to do. I wanted to take this to my boy John. Shout out John Fontenot, because he was gonna enhance this track for me. How was he gonna do that? He was gonna add a live drum session. Now, wow, I could go here and show y'all every layer for the drums that John beautifully laid on this track. As y'all saw, that was a whole different project where I actually had to lay the vocals because it was so many layers of drums, digital instruments, live instruments, vocals, that it was actually a lot. Shout out to John Fano, a drummer from Houston, Texas, who beautifully laid the drum track for Pobre Diablo. And we're gonna go ahead and enjoy it from the beginning. But before we do that, actually, I wanna show the moment that I feel like John had a chance to stand out on his own, even though he kind of battles with me for the spot. But in this ending, in this outro, John beautifully exits the track with me with a very nostalgic and dramatic ending to the track. Let's hear it. Love in Spanish. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. That was a brief breakdown for Love in Spanish. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And see you January 1st. Love in Spanish.
Dime lo que quieres hacer, mamacita, lo hacemos. Hago lo que sea para tú y yo conocernos. Tu novio está feo, quien lo quiera, no lo creo. Tomo tu fotico y te cumplo tus deseos. Ya, y ayer fue tu aniversario. No estuvo en su calendario. Es un drama diario. Él es un pobre diablo. Hey baby, me dijeron por ahí. Él la pasa todo el día hablando